Here we go again. We are live with a LinkedIn teardown with your host, that's me, James Ski, and today's wonderful guest, which is Joe Allen. Now, in fact, Joe and I are newly acquainted. I'm surprised. I think we've crossed paths in many places, in many locations. Isn't that fair to say, Joe?
I definitely agree with that. Definitely agree with that.
But now we're starting to come together with a shared passion on the future of B2B sales and marketing and AI, which, to be honest, he's been at AI a lot longer than I have, and it's becoming my latest buzzword, like it is for many people. But as I said recently on stage at the National Sales Conference, ignorance is not bliss with AI. It will take your job. You've got to do something about it. So, Joe, why don't you just do a brief introduction before we get into your LinkedIn profile, and then we're going to have a broad conversation today about everything sales, marketing, AI, revenue, etc., etc.
Cool. So Joe, founder of Launched, which is an AI-based sales and marketing platform. I've been in sales and marketing for about 20 years, and in the last 18 months, 2 years, I would say we've been heavily involved with the AI space and the future of sales and marketing.
Incredible. What motivated you to go down like the AI? Like when did you get the kind of itch with AI specifically? Was it a moment? Did it happen over time? Did you see something? How did it happen for you?
So I'd say for me, it came about because I've always been training sales and marketing people, predominantly running sales teams and marketing teams as well. And in doing that, I was going through the same process of onboarding people, taking time, ramping people, and then for whatever reason, it either didn't work out or it did work out, but it wasn't quite as quick as I wanted it to be, or they're being bogged down with manual tasks. When AI woke up and came about, I was excited by the idea that we could take away a lot of that pain that all of the salespeople were going through, and the speed to ramp was a lot faster, allowing the people to focus on things they were good at, and that's building the relationships and closing deals. So I think for me, the exciting thing and the way it's going is how we can make as much of that automation, not just general automation, but very, very intelligent, human-like experience.
I think that's what I like what you said there is that human-like experience, because I think that's important. I think we still want to feel like we're communicating with humans, right?
Yeah.
And there's a way to go, and we can explore that in a bit. But let's have a look at this LinkedIn profile of yours, because that's what the show's about, Joe. And then we'll talk more. Just a little plug: if you haven't got your ticket for my book launch in 6 days' time, if you're watching this post the event where you missed out on the greatest launch of all time, can I sit? Oh, I just gave someone a book. 1 second. Got to get the plug. If you haven't got your copy yet, on the 27th of November, we are going to have 500 sales, revenue leaders, marketers at the book launch. Grab your ticket in the comments. I'll chuck it there in a moment. So, Joe, starting with your profile here, there's an obvious question I'm going to ask, but I'm going to let you answer it. And it relates to your photo.
Go on.
The tie.
Yeah.
Why are you wearing a tie in 2024?
So, in the all honesty, we needed to get some professional or semi-professional photographs taken, and I was questioned by my marketing manager saying, like, you as a founder, you should look smart. You look smart. So I sent a few photographs across to my marketing manager at the time, and she wasn't impressed I wasn't wearing a tie. So I thought, you know what, I'll put a tie on, and then we go, and it kind of stuck. So it's why I had the tie on.
And what's your opinion now?
It's okay. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't usually wear ties. I'm in a jumper, as you can see. So, and I'm live on your podcast. So, yeah, for me, it's not a thing I would wear. Maybe 15 years ago, I would have worn a tie to every single meeting, and suits as well. But for now, it's normally t-shirts or polos or a nice shirt.
Well, I think that's your answer, my friends. I think you're building $1 billion business, and how often these days on stage or at an IPO do you see someone who's the founder, and I'm saying specifically the founder.
Yeah.
You'll see the CFO, you'll see some of the, the management buyouts, the M&A team, the investment bankers wearing ties. I'll be honest with you, it's the first thing I noticed, and I thought, this is before today, by the way.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm not sure this conversation is going to go well. Like, I'm not going to want to dig on personal stuff, but I'm here now. Like, it does remind me of a recruiter's shot. Do you know what I mean? First day on the job, make
Yeah.
sure you have your tie on.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the next bit of branding, the circles around here, I love: launched, do more with less, powerful marketing, simplified, founder at launch, creator of Nova, the AI SDR transforming sales and marketing. My first question is, why is it not powerful sales and marketing simplified? Why is launched about marketing and Nova about sales and marketing? I'm just curious, like, where does that come from? And also, what is Nova, by the way, for those that don't know what we're talking about?
They're all good questions. So Launched initially started off as a marketing platform whilst we're building the AI, and predominantly what Launch does is it allows you to have multi-channel campaigns and have the data in the same place. So it's have all your intent data. So that's where the marketing part comes from. Nova's a sales agent or sales AI agent, which basically operates exactly like you would as SDR at the moment. So basically find its own data, build its own emails, do its own outreach, but ultimately does its own replies as well, which is first in the world to actually get proper detailed technical replies and be able to book a demo booked or take a prospect through to demo booked. Now, the reason why it's not sales and marketing is because we were looking at having the AI sat in the marketing team, and then the leads then go to the AE team. So the SDR could sit in that marketing unit. So the marketing person could set up that SDR campaign, run the SDR campaign, and allow the AEs to do that. But what we're seeing at the same time is there are current SDRs out there who want to do discovery calls. So it's a bit of both, I'd say. So it can sit in sales and can sit in marketing, but the platform started off as a marketing tool.
I understand. What's your view of the word revenue?
I think it's quite a broad term. The thing is with revenue, it is a broad term. I think in terms of revenue coming in or how revenue can be measured, I think if I was to say that, targets or growth is more of an important word than just revenue, because there is good revenue and there's bad revenue, and it's not all about just getting revenue. It's about getting growth, about driving business expansion, all that kind of stuff. So it's not always just going to be about revenue, or because, like I said, there is good revenue, bad revenue.
I understand. I think for me, revenue represents an all-encompassing word.
That's what I mean.
And I think it can be confusing. No one, aspires to be a revenue person.
No.
They aspire to be in sales, they aspire to be in marketing, they aspire to serve the customer, which we call customer success. But those are the three main brackets of revenue. I think it's very Americanized. I think, but it makes sense. Same with go-to-market. I guess it's a trend right now. Ultimately, that's what Nova is helping, though. All those areas, right?
That's right. The go-to-market team. So basically, Nova is there to support the go-to-market team.
Okay, so let's have a look at your. Wow, this is a very long about. Well, there's actually some smart stuff in it. It looks very AI smart, shall we say?
I might have used Nova to help me. I'm not going to deny.
Yeah, this is the thing we got to be careful of. I think on LinkedIn. Everybody listening, we've got some people coming on board. If you want to jump on or you want to say something, just add it to the comments or DM me while we're on the show, or WhatsApp me. I'll stick my number on. Hold on. Yeah, so you've already mentioned it, but for someone that's just arrived, just what led you to get to this point today, that if someone called Launched or Nova, what would they get? So what led you to get to today, and what would they get if they called Launched and you?
So what led me to get to where I am today is, I would say, if I'm entirely honest with you, it was a expansion after COVID. So I had a marketing agency, and then after the agency, we expanded into SaaS product after COVID. And it was the understanding that we were building something that could be completely scalable and desperately needed to help bring multiple tech stack into one place. That's kind of what we were looking to do. And then when the AI woke up, it was how we can actually automate as much of that as possible, making the job of the SDR, the job of the marketer easier, and they can focus on more of the human stuff, so more of the relationship building. If people were to come into a relationship with Launch today, they'll get access to a platform that had intent data across different sources. They'd have all of their LinkedIn ads in one place, or their Stack Adapt ads in one place. lead generation, and also ultimately an SDR, AI SDR that can do complete outreach, book demos on your behalf without needing a human involved.
I mean, it's beautiful, but scary at the same time. Are you scaring people with this technology? Are people getting worried about this?
I'm getting mixed opinions. Not scared that they're taking their job. I'm getting scared that, you know, how can it be this good? And then when I'm showing them the training that goes into it, the knowledge that goes into it, and how we stand out compared to what's out in the world, it blows them away. Unfortunately, we've had the last 12 months, 18 months, a lot of bad AI going out, so a lot of bad emails, a lot of bad AI outreach. And because of that, everyone's had this kind of AI emails are not great. But the thing is, what we've taken is a different approach. We train the AI like we would a human. So we give her document by document, even telephone transcripts from your call recordings, and then take her through how that all works and what that means. And that means that she's smart. She can do replies.
How did you design this? Is Nova?
Yeah, that's Nova.
I don't want to say much, but how did you come up with Nova?
So I came up with the name by doing research into various different things that would mean, like expansion, renewal, you know, basically think keywords around what I would think a modern AI would be about. So continuously learning, continue expanding, and obviously a supernova is a big event, right? So that's where we came up with the word supernova. So it's obviously she's a supernova, she's nova. Her icon is a Ouroboros. So her actual icon's Ouroboros. And for those that don't know what that is, that's a snake that eats his own tail, which is a sign for infinity, which basically means that she's always evolving, always learning. So her actual icon, when you see her icon on the platform, it's like a circle with a broken bit, and it basically means she's continuously evolving, continuously learning, getting better and better. So that's why we came up with her icon. Her face, I was looking for a digital avatar, and I wanted to find somebody to represent, you know, the modern worker, people who are, you know, working in the industry, and also somebody who I could easily use for more digital content, so we can get her to do videos and things like that. So I didn't want to use a real person, I wanted to use a digital avatar because she's a digital person, you know. And the color schemes, it's about obviously purple being royal and modern and AI. So we wanted to show those color schemes as well.
Do you know what? I love all of that. She's much cooler than you.
Thanks. Well, yeah, I would totally agree with you. I would totally
She's much
agree
cooler
with
than me, though. Like you've got when you give the. Do you know what's really interesting? Like, obviously, she's a symmetrical, attractive digital being, but when you talk about the backstory, it's actually even more interesting. Do you do much of that, like in your marketing and stuff, like bringing her to life a bit more?
Yeah, we do. We've used tools like Runway to digitalize her, make her move and wave and flick her hair and smile. And even I've got her to talk. So I've used digital AI tools to make her do different things, which is really interesting. And that's one of the reasons why I chose her as a digital avatar as opposed to a real person, because then we can make her do these things and make her talk and use her content. But also at the same time, I wanted to build a brand for Nova that was separate to myself or the company itself. It could stand on its own 2 feet and be that helpful guide as she takes you through the platform or uses the platform. I think in one of these videos she waves, or there you go. So that's using Runway.
Wow.
So we took a still image and we loaded it into Runway, and I told Runway what to do. If you're not familiar with Runway, it's an amazing tool, and it made her wave.
Okay, hold on. I'm just going to get it up while you're talking. Keep talking about how you build it.
Yeah, so that was the reason why we picked a digital avatars that can represent obviously AI, and it can be then.
Is this it just for? Is this not the right?
That's it. It's
Wow.
incredible. This is so you can load a still image in and make it do whatever you want to do, or you can create videos all from AI. It's really incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a really good piece of tool. So that's what the plan was. We had a still digital image of her, and then we wanted to then use that to do videos and that kind of content as well. So which means we haven't got to hire actors and all that kind of stuff. We can keep the cost down, but still make it high quality videos in for marketing. So that's completely AI generated from a still graphic.
Her hair's moving.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I made for a laugh. I made her get up and do a dance and sent it to my co-founder. But so she got up and was like flicking her fingers and doing a dance and flicking her hair. So it's quite funny. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Do you know what? I'm gonna that. That deserves a repost right there. I don't usually do reposts for free.
Thank you, mate.
Okay, wow, that's very cool. Oh, okay, okay, this is interesting. I mean, because you could get her to do all sorts then, basically,
Yeah. I
which is
mean, obviously, within reason. The thing is, because she hasn't got any legs on this in this picture, you can't make her walk too far or do too much. But you can make her like wave or flick her hair or do like a little jig or something like that. So it's quite fun. But from a marketing perspective, it's easy to do that, because if you want to do a quick video, you just put it in, and you can then they put the voiceover as well, so you can just tell it what to say, and then they add a voice to it, so she has a voice and stuff as well. So which is quite cool.
interesting. Out of interest, what if you had to score your LinkedIn game? Like number 1 being like you're an absolute, global LinkedIn creator pro, 10 being you shouldn't be on LinkedIn. Where do you score yourself right now and why?
I think probably about 5 or 4. I'd say is mid game, and the reason why is because I don't put an awful lot of effort into my profile. I'll be honest with you, there's not an awful. I built the profile, and over years it's kind of been left there. In terms of my messaging or content I'm producing, in the last 3 months now, I produce content every single day, whether it be a post, a written post, a graphic or something. So I'm trying to be consistent with my posting at least every single day, sharing and commenting. So that bit's improving, and I think it's important to, as a founder, to build your founder's brand. So I want to be out there talking to people, hence why I'm coming on here with you. So I think that bit's really strong, but my actual profile, I think, could do with improvement. And obviously my founder's brand is hopefully going to get better over time.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a fair observation. I think Nova's great. I think there's more you can do. You and her as a duo. I think you're right. I think you've got a great opportunity to bring that's the opportunity as well, because you're obviously an expert and knowledgeable. That's why I've got you on. But you've got the opportunity to bring that founder's brand right to the forefront. I think you doing more content video as well. More podcast stuff like this. Maybe get. I don't know where you are right now. I've got work to do on mine. I'm trying to sort out backgrounds and studios, but sometimes we just got to hit the runway. But so it's important to leverage that, because even more so. Okay, we know that Nova is a digital being, but we want to know that Joe Allen is a human as well. And I think, as we already said about some of your tech-based stuff. It's a little bit, over-engineered right now, and I think bringing the human touch is going to be important for your own technology as well. So, okay, I don't usually do this, but I'm really interested in launch and the technology. So I hope listeners don't mind that we're going to steer a little bit off LinkedIn for a bit. I think we've done plenty there with Joe, and I'm going to keep the conversation going. Break down the platform for us, or maybe even take control. Like, tell me where I should point people, and then you can talk a little bit about, what's interesting.
Sure. I mean, if you look at the platform, for the way we look at things, it's started off as, like I said, a marketing platform, an account-based marketing platform, starting with, like you've just seen there, intent data. And the reason why is we ingest this intent data from a few different sources, Bombora being one of them. And we understand or believe that all marketing journeys or all sales journeys start off in this intent place, being able to understand where the prospect is in their buying journey. So that's kind of where the starting point was, producing content and getting that prospect in front of a targeted campaign. So that's kind of where it started. For us, we're also monitoring customers' websites. So we understand who the companies are visiting the website and denomalize those as well. So it means that all different sources of intent data is being taken into consideration in LinkedIn data as well. So our customers can access intent data across a few different sources now. The beauty of the AI is that we're building the AI in such a way that can do that for them. So it can build its own campaigns, do its own outreach, find its own prospects, and do all the replies. And I think that's what's really exciting for us, is that compared to what already exists in the marketplace, our AI is so intelligent, it can answer technical questions on email. And you wouldn't believe it wasn't a human. LinkedIn's coming in the coming months, so we'll be doing the same level of messaging LinkedIn, and there'll be another channel on LinkedIn which I'm not going to mention today, but it's a very world first message in LinkedIn and it'd be a very exciting time for us in LinkedIn. Voice at the moment is something we're going to be adding on, so we'll be doing voice calls as well. Because now the way our AI is built, it's so intelligent it can actually handle a phone call as well.
Wow, is that breaking news right now? Is that?
Yeah, we weren't going to do voice. We've been umming and ahhing for a while. We've had the technology for quite some time now, but for us, I think the market's going that way, and we think it's going to be important. I had a good conversation with an investor just recently about this AI technology, and they were saying that they believe, and I believe also, that digital sales teams aren't going to be a luxury. It's going to be a commodity in the next 5 years. 5 to 10 years, it'll be a commodity that who is it you're using for your digital sales team, or who is it you're using for your digital marketing team, as opposed to do you have one or not?
Blows my mind. Do you mind if we look at your pricing, or do you not want to go there?
No, feel free.
Talk us through how you price some technology like this, because it seems complicated. I'm interested if people are willing to invest at this level right now, and where people should start or look, or talk us through it.
Sure. So we have a free option for the platform where they can post content into our news hub, gets access to data and that kind of stuff. So we want people to get value out of launch straight away. The starter plan's giving you access to more data, some more channels and that kind of stuff to do your outreach campaigns. Demand will give you access to your LinkedIn ads, your Google ads, your stacking up ads, and the intent will give you access to all the Bombora and the high level data as well.
Sorry to interject, and you may or may not use competitor names, but this seems very competitively priced.
It is, yeah. That's one of the major things. So our target market is anyone under a 200 employee company. Really, we want to be focused on what we call the SME, or the mid business or mid market businesses. And the reason why is we think they're underserviced, and the enterprise market saturated. There's a lot of technology out there. There's like 4 or 5 times the price of us, all fighting for the same space. There's a lot of companies out there, one-man bands, all the way up to 50 or 150 employees, that are under-resourced and underserviced, using too many tech tools. And the problem is, we're doing so, there's a lot of fragmented tools, a lot of fragmented costs as well. And we want them to be able to have this one place of going in which they can use the technology that they love and get the benefits from, and also still use the AI for their digital sales team. The AI is an extra £100 per user per month. So for a full package, it's only £299 a user, and we can start at 1 user. And that's the beauty of launch, is you can have just 1 user and get full value.
Okay, I'm sold. All right, let's come back to us for a moment. If there's any more questions, DM me, or you stick WhatsApp up. I'm just checking the WhatsApp. Hello, can't wait. Please let me know if you're meant to involved. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Okay. So let's understand, as we wrap this conversation up, Joe, what's really the future for you on LinkedIn first?
Yeah.
Where will be this time next year on LinkedIn? And then what's the future of Launch and Nova at the end of 2025 and then in 2030?
Okay, so LinkedIn wise, I want to be hosting some of these myself. So I want you coming on to my show. That's what I want to be doing, right? So I want to be hosting some of these myself. I want to have more active content. I want to be doing more videos. So for me, this is a good platform to get, like you said, to found the brand out there and launch brand out. So that's LinkedIn initially. So, anyone who wants to come on my show when I set it up, feel free to reach out, and I'd love to have you on. In terms of launch, we've got some major things coming out next year. So I can talk about, obviously, a conversation we just had as well. We started off as the SDR team. We're going to move up the sales process. Is probably the best way to describe it. I don't want to say too much yet, because I still want to be the first out in the market, but we're moving up the sales process. So we started off as marketing. We're moving into sales, SDRs, and then we're going to move up that sales process to a position that no one's ever even thought about breaking into before. And that's going to be coming out next year. In the next 3 to 5 years, scale the business, as big as we can, obviously, break into the American market and go from there. So we want to be the go-to for that digital go-to-market team. That's what we want to be. Your go-to-market team can be digitally working for you.
Very exciting. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm fascinated by the journey that you're on. Very, very interested. And also, we're all interested how long that tie's going to stay on. But thanks for having you on, mate. Just everybody that's been listening, you've been listening to the LinkedIn Teardown with your host, James Ski, and today's special guest is Joe Allen, founder of Launched and Nova, and there's more to come, so watch this space. Just hang back for a second.